Hello dear students, welcome back to your science classes. How are you all? I hope you all are healthy and doing well. So students, I'm your science educator again here with a new chapter and a new concept. And today we are going to learn about the human body. The human body means your and mine bodies. Okay. So in this chapter we are going to in detail of human body. But before starting this chapter, have a look on the learning objectives. The sense organs, first of all, we are going to discuss about the sense organs and what are the sensory organs we have: eyes, nose, ears, tongue and skin. So total we have 5 sensory organs. After this we are going to learn about the organ system. So organ system is your muscular system, your skeleton system and your respiratory system. Digestive system, your circulatory system, excretory system, the nervous system and the reproductive system. So these are the system which we have to learn in this chapter. You feel something difficult before starting this chapter, but don't worry, this is very easy and interesting chapter and we enjoy this chapter as well. So let's get started. First of all, our body. What is our body? Our body is like machine because it has different organs to perform different various functions. Organs that work together from an organ system. Our body comprises many organ systems which enable to work, play, grow, learn and engage in various activities throughout life. Our body needs fuel, food to keep it functioning. So what we understand here, that in scientific language, or if we in a simple way we want to understand about our body, so our body is just like a machine. Okay, and this is a machine because we have a lot of organs to perform a lot of activities on different way. Now when some kind of organs performing a same kind of function, so we call what we call them, we call them a organ system. That's it. That is why you are calling respiratory system, reproductive system, circulatory system. So when we are going to learn about this system, so what we observe that in this type of circulatory system we have some organs which help to do the same work, same function. Okay, and after this, as we understand, okay fine, our body is machine. So we all know machine need fuel to work, and for us our fuel is food. So how good food is for ourselves, that much function is provided by our body. So now we are going to learn about this sense organ. So before starting this concept, the sense organ, first of all we have to understand what this mean by sense. So for example, right now you are able to listen me, right now I'm able to talk with you. So it means these are the senses we have. We can feel something, we can observe something, we can smell something. So by the help of something which give me any kind of senses to me, that is called your sense. And now we are going to deal with the sense organs. So the first sense organs we have eyesight. Okay, the eyes help us to see things. Light enters the eyes, sending the message to the brain. The brain then processes these messages and tells us what we see. Our eyes can distinguish the shape. Our eyes can distinguish the shapes, colors, sizes of objects around us. So what we understand here, that with the help of our eyesight we can see our surrounding, right? And how is it possible? So as the light reflected on our face, reflected on our eyes, right? And after this it helps us to see anything, that the reflection done by any object. The main thing is we need light for reflection, then we are able to see anything. If you are in a dark room, so you cannot see anything, right? So we need light to see. And with the help of our eyesight we can differentiate in different shapes, in different colors, in different sizes. Right now you can easily tell me, yes ma'am, you are wearing a white color, right? Or if we have any other, if we have any other color around us, so we can classify that also. So it means with the help of our eyes we can easily classify among these shape, size and colors. Next, we can move our eyes from left to right, up and down or in circle. Because we have 6 muscles attached to each eye, our eyes are protected by eyelids and we blink them many times a day. You even don't know how many times you blink, right? Because sometimes we are do purposely and sometimes that we are doing that without any purpose. It is just a random blink we have. Okay, now what we see in our eyesight, we can move it from right to left, up and down and round. You can do it yourself, right? Or is this possible just because of that? Because so we have six muscles attached with our eyes, so it is possible for us to move right direction, left direction, up and down, and we can move it circular as well. And what we see that these two eyes are connected with our eyelid, right? And with the help of this we can blink also. Okay, so this is about your eyes. Next sensory organs we have, the next sensory organ we have nose. And nose help us for smelling. Okay, so as for example, what I do, I just close your eyes, okay, and there is a chola bhatura plate, and I'm asking about that plate. Okay, what does in this plate? But tell me. So what you do, you can simply tell me, okay, ma'am, this is chola bhatura. Okay, how this happened? Just because of that, you have a smelling ability. So with the help of nose, we can smell anything, and without seeing that, we can examine the thing what is. So we use our nose to smell things. Inside our nose, there are different kinds of nerves that help us to detect. So inside our nose, we have a lot of nerves which help us to detect different kinds of taste and odors. So the opening of the mouth and nose comes together at the back of the throat to truly savor the flavor of food. We must both smell and taste it. So this part, basically this part as in seen in a picture as well. So this part is help us to taste it, or this this part is help us to smell and taste it, right? And when we breathe in air, when we breathe in air through our nose, it sends a message to the brain allowing us to perceive different scents. Some smells are pleasant while others are not. If our nose becomes blocked, we lose our sense of smell. So while we breathe anything, so what happened? While we breathe anything, there is a message which is transferred to the brain. And in our brain, already a lot of smells are stored. Okay. So according to their memory, brain will select which one is pleasant and which one is worse. And accordingly, they give us a sense of pleasant smell and a worse smell. Hey, sometimes what you do, what you observe that your nose is blocked. So at that time, you feel that you cannot able to breathe in or breathe out, and you also not able to smell anything. So if we have our open nostril, then we can smell anything. If we have our closed nostril, then it's not possible for us. After this, we have ears, the next sensory organs. And you right now you are also seeing the function of your ears because I'm talking to you and you can listen me, right? If you don't have this ability, so you can't able to listen me, right? So the ears help us to hear. The most important parts of ear are inside our head. Our ears can hear different sounds around us. Sounds are tiny, fast movements called vibrations. So basically, sound means a vibration. In our brain, already a lot of vibrations are stored, and as the ear listen anything, we can, without seeing that person, we can, without smell that person, we easily told the name of that person because the vibration of his or her voice is already stored in our mind. That's why we able to tell their name. And vibration pass along a tube inside the ear, and what happened, these vibration travel inside the brain tube. Okay, and after this, nerves in this ear send messages about the vibration to the brain. The brain tells us whether the sound is soft, loud, pleasant or unpleasant. So right now your brain is telling you that your teacher is trying to teach you, right? Your teacher tried to teach you. So because you already seen my so many videos for previous chapters, and that is why you know that I'm your science educator, right? And according to my voice modulation, you can easily classify it into soft, loud, pleasant or unpleasant. Sometimes what happens, some unpleasant sound is there and you feel headache inside your brain. Just because of that, these messages are transferred to your brain, right? And that is why whenever you see, whenever you listen unpleasant sounds, your brain get your headache is start. After this, we have test tongue, and tongue rule is testing. So in tongue, we have small test buds. According to that, we can classify among sweet tests, among sour tests, among salty tests. So the tongue helps us to test. There are four primary sensation: sweet, sour, salty and bitter. These are the four tests we have, and according to that we classify our different foods, which one is sweet, which one is sour, which one is salty and which one is bitter. The small bumps on our tongue are taste bud. If you want to see this small bumps, so you can do one activity. You can sit or you can stand in front of the mirror, and while you open your tongue, so there are small birds we have. Okay, and these taste buds send messages to the brain to inform us about what we are testing. The tongue has different parts for different tests. The tongue can also distinguish between feel, hot, cold, and as well as pain. So our tongue is so much efficient that it can also classify between hot, cold and cleaning. If you see, sometimes there is a मुहावरा as well कि दूध का फुका हुआ तो छाछ भी फूक फूक के पीता है. तो what we observe here that if someone someone drink any hot thing, so what they do, they show more consideration, right? They show more prevention towards the tongue. Okay, it is cold, it is hot or not. So these are the parts we have. So if you seen in this picture, the below part of our tongue, right? If you open your tongue in front of the mirror and you have to see in this picture and you have to observe it. So this front part of your tongue help you to taste the sweet part. Okay. After this, we have the side, upper part and the side part of this of the tongue that help us to feel the salty taste. After above of this, we feel the sour taste and the bitter taste we have at in the end of the tongue. Okay. So this is the picture, and according to this, we have our test bed to say to taste different taste. After this, we have skin. This is your skin. Okay. And your skin help you to touch, right? It's help you to okay. Next is your skin, and your skin give you a observation of any kind of touch. So skin covers all parts of our body. So if you see, your body is fully covered with your skin, right? On your legs, on your hands, on your face, right? So our skin can feel 5 different sensations. When we can feel 5 different sensations. The first one, feeling of pressure. So if this is my hand and I'm putting any kind of pressure on my another hand, so I can feel it. This is feeling of pressure. Next, the feeling of pain. So what you have to do, you have to pinch yourself. So right now, if you pinch yourself, what happened? You feel that pain. Feeling of heat. If there is, right now I'm in AC room. If I am standing outside in the front of mirror, in front of sun, so what will happen? I feel heat also. Feeling of coldness in winter. You have feeling of coldness as well, and feeling of touch. Right now, if I'm standing here and somebody want to touch me, so I can feel that, right? We have this sense, right? If someone touches, so we can feel okay, somebody wants to touch us in which way. We already know about the good touch and bad touch, right, student? So soft or hard, smooth or rough, and sharp or blunt. So this touch is differentiate among these 3 groups: soft or hard, soft, smooth or rough, and sharp or blunt. So we can observe it. After this, we have the organ system. So it means we have some kind of pair of groups, pair of organs which are doing the same function. And the first we have the muscular system, means muscles. So our muscles are located beneath our skin. We use muscles whenever we move. So the muscles are present beneath our skin, and if we want to move from one place to another place, so we have to use our muscles. Muscles are connected to our bones. They move by becoming shorter or longer. So basically your muscles are connected with your bones. What will happen? You can feel here, right? This is my nerve and this is my bones. So what we feel here, that the muscles and the bones are connected to each other. Okay. And they are helping us to move from one place to another place by differentiating their sizes, short or long, right? So in legs we have strong muscles, okay, and long muscles, and in our ears we have short muscles, okay. So muscles move every part of the body, not just the bone. Muscles can grow larger and stronger through exercise. Athletes and players who play sports often have strong muscles. So what we observe here, that your muscles can be stronger and longer, and by where we observe, so what we see here, that your muscles can be grow stronger and longer, but this is possible while you do some kind of exercises. So you often see the gym persons, they have strong muscles, right? So this is just because of that, because they are performing those kind of activities, those kind of exercises. So if you want to change your muscles, you can do that with the help of the exercise. Next we have the skeleton system, and as we told about this, as we discussed about the skeleton system, it means your bones. You generally see this skeleton system. So there are over 206 bones in our body. Total we have 206 bones. Together they form the skeleton. So we cannot say only a single bone is a skeleton system. When these 206 bones are together and forming a structure for a human body, then we can say that 200 6 bones can make a skeleton. After this, bones support the body and gives it shape. So they also protect the soft organs inside the body. The rib cage protects the lungs and heart. So we observe here that this bones, if you feel it, right, along your body, you feel a lot of places that you have bones, because of that you get this skeleton inside your body, and this is gives you a structure. If we don't have body, if we don't have bones, what will happen? We are just a flesh part only, and flesh don't have any kind of structure. First we have bones, after bones we have muscles and nerves, and after this we have our skin. That is why we are standing like this, and that is why we have a great structure. Okay, and these skeleton system, for example, brain is so soft and very we can say soft organ. We have our brain, our lungs, our heart. So with the help of our skeleton system for our rib cage, right, with the help of our rib cage we can protect our heart. With the help of our head muscles, with the help of our head bones, we can protect our brain. So it means these bones help us to provide structure to the body. Second, they provide safety to our soft organs like heart, lungs, and brain. Then the backbone protects the spinal cord and the skull protects the brain. So this is your backbone. This is your backbone, okay, and it provides you a structure, and it also protects your spinal cord and skull. The points where two or more bones meet are known as joints. Our knees, spine, elbows, shoulder are some of the joints. So as the name suggests, where two or more organs join together. Okay, so this is referred as your joint. So you seen this kind of joint in your elbow, right? If you see, this bone and this bone are joined together. If you want to see this joint, you can see in your shoulder as well. So you see the joint as well, and you can move those joints like this also. Okay, next we have joints found between bones allow us to move. As you see the movement in elbow, as you see the movement in shoulder as well. As we grow, our bones grow longer and stronger. This means that we grow taller and heavier. So as we grow, our bones are also have a growth and our bones are also grow and longer and become longer and stronger. That is why we increasing our weight, we are increasing our height. After these bones are very strong, but they may break in the event of fall or injury. A broken bone is called a fracture. So whenever you feel any kind of breakage in your bone, it is referred as a fracture. It is referred as fracture. And this is happened just because of that. What you do here, that you fall down on the tree. So bones are very strong, but they may break in the event of a fall or injury. A broken bone is called a fracture. So whenever you have a breakage between your bones, that is referred as your fracture. And this has happened when you fall down on big trees. If you want to on big trees, or you have any kind of injury while you're traveling on while you have any kind of injury. Okay, a doctor x-ray the bone to see the breakage. So if a doctor want to see if there any breakage, any broken part inside your bone or not, so they taken help from the x-ray. Okay, plaster holds the bone straight while it grows back together again. And how we heal this fracture? So we have a plaster of Paris, the gypsum, we also say that. So we have plaster, and by proceeding with that plaster, which is very strong, which is made from calcium like structure, right, plaster of Paris structure. So what they happen, they provide a proper structure without any movement. So when we have a no movement for a long time of period, so as we already know that our body has repairing qualities as well, so they start repairing itself only, right, and it will help us to join our bone again. Next we have the respiratory system. So respiratory system means when you breathe in and breathe out, this is called your respiratory system. So we breathe in and out all the time to stay alive. So we cannot say we are not breathing right now, because if we stop breathing, so we just stop living. So when we inhale or breathe in, the air travels down the windpipe into the lungs. In the lungs, blood collects oxygen and distribute it throughout the body. So what will happen? For example, Right now I'm breathing, and we already know that we have two kind of pipes inside our this part, the food pipe and the wind pipe. So this air is passes through down with the help of windpipe, and then our then our air reaches to the lungs. At that place they just collect the oxygen from the blood and proceed to the different organs of the body. So in the lungs, blood collect oxygen and distribute it throughout the body. The lungs work tirelessly, and on average day we take about 23,000 breaths. So we have a we have a estimation that 23,000 times we breathe in a day, and as much as we breathe, that much lungs have to work. So it is work tirelessly. Exercising in fresh air is good for our health. If we exercise in an open area, okay, in a good environment, so what will happen, it provides us more and more amount of oxygen and good air as well. So blood also carries used air back to the lungs. When we exhale or breathe out, our lungs expel this used air through our nose or mouth. So it doesn't mean that we always breathe in or breathe only. We also breathe out, we also exhale, and at that time what happened, the air is back to the lungs, and we breathe out, and lungs expel this used air in the our surrounding through our nose or through our mouth. Next we have the digestive system. So this is the system where your food get digested and you feel again hungerness. Okay, the process of digestion begin when we eat food. Food is initially broken down into smaller and smaller components that can be absorbed and assimilated by the body. It is then swallowed and travels down a tube called the esophagus into the stomach, then into the intestine. So what will happen? First of all, we take up, for example, we take a chapati. First of all, this whole big chapati, we have to cut it down into small parts, right? And we can say in bolus to digest it properly. So we chew it with the help of our teeth, okay, and blend it with the help of our tongue. And this food is get inside our stomach by passing through the esophagus. And when this food is get inside the stomach, they proceed with SCL, and after this they transfer to the small intestine. After small intestine, they transfer to the large intestine, and then into rectum, and into an end of the moment we have this digested food into our the nutrients from this food is absorbed by the different body parts in our with the help of our blood, and the rest of the food is collected. The rest of the waste is, or we can say the rest of the food is collected to the anus. So all the way the body extracts the unusable nutrients from the food. This process is called digestion. Solid fiber passes out through the anus as waste. So the long tube starting from the mouth to the anus is called alimentary canal. So this canal which starts from our mouth to the anus, that is called your alimentary canal. So you eat from your mouth and you waste out your food from anus. Okay, this is your digestive system picture. You can see each and every part of your digestive system, as your mouth, as your esophagus, tongue, liver, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. After this we have circulatory system. Circulatory system means you have blood which is proceed in your body. So the circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels, and blood. So we have three things in our circulatory system: heart, blood, and blood vessels. So first of all, the heart is located between the lungs, between the two lungs in the chest. So your heart is located between the two lungs, tilted towards the left hand side slightly, and blood vessels throughout are connected to the heart. So if you seen this green vessels I have, and you also can see in your hand, so these are called your blood vessels which is connected to our heart. They are thin tubes called veins and arteries, and these thin veins, what we call these blood vessels, we classify them into two categories: veins and arteries. Blood flows throughout the body via veins and arteries, and we proceed the blood, we can transfer our the blood can transport from one place to another. Blood is flows throughout the body with the help of veins and arteries. Okay, the blood carries oxygen from the air we breathe in and nutrients from the food we eat. It also helps to fight germs. So what will happen, that our blood collect the nutrients from the digested food, okay, and collect the oxygen, okay, and then this oxygen and nutrients will be provided to different organs of our body with the help of our blood. So the heart is hollow muscle that pumps blood each time it beats. One side of the heart receives blood from the body and sends it to the lungs to collect oxygen, and the other side receives oxygen rich blood from the lungs and pumps it through the body. So what will happen in our heart? There is two sides. In one part we just collect the oxygenated blood, and the second part we are just collected the deoxygenated blood, and then this cycle begins. This oxygenated blood will transfer to the heart to make it oxygenated blood, and these cycles repeat again and again. Okay, so on average the heart beats about 70 times each minute. So while our heart is pumping, it means they are collecting the blood, and on an average our heart is pumped for 70 to 70 minutes per minute, 70 to 70 each minute. Then we have our excretory system. Your excretory system is refer your urinary system. So various activities in our body produce waste products and the body needs to eliminate them. So while we do so many activities in a day, as we breathe, as we just do our oxygenated blood, deoxygenated blood, digestive system, so at that time we have a lot of waste inside our body. It does this in several ways, and this is happen in several ways. For example, we exhale or breathe out used air from our lungs, right, to our respiratory system. When we sweat, our body gets rid of salt and other weight. Sweat is a liquid that comes out of our skin. It is helping eliminate waste and cooling us down. So when you have your sweating process, so we generally know that your sweat is salty. So with the help of that, your body is just taken out the waste product of your body with the help of sweating. Blood flows through the kidneys. The kidneys filter water, salt and other waste materials from the blood. This waste is turned into urine. So when your blood falls into your kidney, what will happen? They just proceed with salt, water and the other waste product, and eliminate it with the help of the urine. Okay, and store in pouch called the urinary bladder. This is your urinary bladder as you seen in this picture. Okay, and when our bladder is full, we eliminate urine. Okay, so when your bladder is full, you have to urinate, otherwise you have a stomach ache. Okay, so it means our body help us to excrete out waste products from our body with the help of the excretory system, with the help of our exhalation process, with the help of sweating process, and with the help of urine. Okay, next we have the nervous system. So the nervous system comprises the brain and nerves. Messages from our senses travel through the nerves to reach the brain. So what will happen, that the nerves which is connected to your brain, that is referred as nerves brain. Okay, and this help us to take the messages from different parts of the body to the brain. First of all, the brain is the most important part of the body. So the brain is the most important part of the body. It tells the body how to work. It helps us to think and concentrate. It helps us to feel things. It helps us to learn and remember. It helps us to keep our balance. So you can say that this is your CPU. Okay, we have a lot of memory, and according to our brain messages, we have this sensory organ when and where what we have to do. For example, if you feel hungerness, so how can you know that you feel hungry? You are hungry. So with the help of nerves messages, your brain get you this message, yes, you are hungry. If you have in any kind of danger, if you have to just taken out your muscle towards from the any hot container, how you can do that? So while you have this type of sensory organ reaction to stimuli, this all happen just because of your brain. When we learn something, the brain stores it so that we can remember it later. This is called memory. Whenever we learn something, as you learn right now your science subject, so you store all this information into your brain. Okay, and then your brain classify into this temporary information and permanent information. Okay, so this is your temporary information. If you don't revise is, so what will happen, this information gets outside of your brain and you just forget about this. Sometimes the nerve system reacts very quickly. This happens when we are in danger or hurting ourselves. So for example, if any dog is barking on yourself and just running behind you, so what will happen, your brain give you a message that you are in danger and you have to run faster, right? So these are the messages which is given by the brain whenever you have in any kind of danger. after this, when we touch something sharp or hot, our hand jerks away. We do not have to think about it. This is called a reflex action. It means whenever you touch anything sharp, hot, what happened? You just taken out your hands from that, right? Is this happen in seconds without your consideration? This is an automatic process. So that is why this is happen with the help of your brain, and this kind of action is referred as the reflex action. Okay. Next, we have the reproductive system. The reproductive system consists of male and female reproductive system. This system reproduces babies, is responsible for the existence of life on earth. So as the birds lay eggs and new ones, and animals have their babies, same human beings have their babies, and the processing of babies, it is referred as it is done by with the help of your reproductive system. Okay student, this is the end of your chapter. I hope so you understood it very well. Now I'm going to meet you in your next class. Till that, bye bye, have a good day.